This video, one of a series on fendock assembly procedures, demonstrates how to assemble a 16 by 12 foot truss dock. Please view the video through to its conclusion before you begin assembly. For your safety during assembly, we recommend that you wear steel-toed boots and safety glasses. The parts required to assemble a 16 by 12 foot fendock come in boxed kits. Make sure that you have received 4 G-corner module kits, part number PN99253, and 2 H-bracing kits, part number PN99263. The only tools you will need to assemble the deck are a sharp knife for unpacking, a zip tie cutter, 7/16 and 9/16 open-ended wrenches, 7/16 and 9/16 sockets, and a ratchet handle. When you open the boxes, check the contents. Make sure that each G-kit contains 2 8-foot trusses, a truss coupler kit, 1 brace end with hardware, and 1 horizontal flat brace 4 feet wide. Then check the contents of the H-kits. They should each contain 2 6-foot cross trusses, 2 8-foot legs, 2 base plates, 2 30-inch leg retainers, 1 60-inch horizontal cross brace, 4 43-inch vertical cross braces, 2 60-inch vertical cross braces, a hardware bag, and a set of detailed assembly instructions. All of the required hardware is contained in sealed bags labeled for each phase of assembly. It's a good idea to keep nuts, bolts, and hardware for one assembly step, separate from hardware for the next assembly step. Keeping nuts, bolts, and other components that have been emptied from open hardware kits in a container may help to avoid losses during the assembly. Please note that, following assembly of this dock, some hardware will be left over. A completed 16 by 12 foot truss dock consists of 4 16-foot dock extensions, 2 12-foot cross trusses, 2 60-inch and 1 72-inch flat cross brace, 4 43-inch and 2 60-inch vertical cross braces, 2 12-foot angle end braces, 4 leg retainers, 4 legs, 4 base plates, and all necessary hardware. Before you begin, select a flat work area to ease the assembly of the precision-manufactured trusses and couplers. As an alternative, you could use 2 or more leveled sawhorses to meet this requirement. The aluminum frame of a 16 by 12 foot fendock can be assembled in 8 steps. First, assemble the 2 12-foot cross trusses. Locate the truss coupler pair with its nuts and bolts and empty them into a suitable container. Install the 2 truss couplers on the end of the truss with the double punched holes. Connect the 2 6-foot trusses to make a 12-foot truss. Insert the bolts, making sure that they are fully seated in the square shanks. Finger tighten the nuts, then use a wrench and tighten the nuts. Repeat this process for the 12-foot cross trusses contained in the other H-kit. Put the assembled cross trusses aside and move on to the next assembly step. Now, assemble 4 16-foot trusses. From a G-kit, remove one of the 8-foot end trusses and place it on the sawhorses. Remove the truss couplers from the hardware bags. Empty the nuts and bolts into a container. Install truss couplers in the butt end of one 8-foot truss. The square shanks of the bolt heads must be fully seated in the square holes in the truss rails before installing the nuts. Thumb pressure will be enough to seat the bolt heads. Insert the butt end of a second end truss into the truss coupler and secure it. When the 16-foot truss is complete, tighten all of the nuts fully. Repeat these steps for the other 3 16-foot trusses. Next, assemble two 4-foot wide docks. Open both S1 hardware bags and empty them into a container. Assemble the two 43 vertical cross brace pairs using a 1/4 inch by 3/4 inch hex bolt and nut to secure each brace. Make sure that the flattened ends of the cross braces are inward facing. Assemble the 60-inch horizontal flat brace using a 1/4 inch by 3/4 inch hex bolt and nut. With the two 16-foot trusses lined up side by side approximately 4 feet apart, mount the cross braces at the same locations at which the 30-inch leg retainers will be installed, in the pre-punched 1/4 inch holes located 25 inches from the end of the trusses. Mount the first cross brace at one end of the truss. Then mount the second cross brace at the other end of the truss. Now, mount the horizontal flat brace using the holes closest to the center of the upper truss assembly. Again, use 3/4 inch carriage bolts. The purpose of the cross brace is to square up the dock. You may have to move the two trusses relative to each other to align the cross brace with the pre-punched holes in the truss. The cross brace is designed to have a bit of sag in the middle. Please note that fasteners should only be finger tight at this stage of the assembly. Now mount the 30-inch leg retainers. Open the two hardware bags marked S2 and place their contents in a container. Flip the dock onto its side. Mount the 30-inch leg retainers on the truss at the designated locations. At the top of the truss, place a spacer tube where the 1/4 inch by 2.5 inch carriage bolt will be installed. Insert the bolt from the inside of the truss through the spacer tube to a 1/4 inch nut inside the leg retainer. At the bottom of the truss, place a spacer tube where the 1/4 inch by 4 inch carriage bolt will be installed. Insert the bolt through the access hole on the leg retainer through a spacer tube to a 1/4 inch nut on the inside of the truss. Note that, for a 12-foot wide dock, the leg retainers are attached to only one side of each 4-foot wide dock. When the leg retainers are in place, set the dock down on the leg retainers' ends. The next step is to mount the 12-foot cross truss to the 30-inch leg retainers on each dock. Open the hardware bag marked S3. It is helpful to have assistance from one other person when performing this step. Place the 12-foot cross trusses at 90 degrees to one of the docks that you assembled earlier. Lift the dock and slide the 12-foot trusses beneath it, making sure that each truss is aligned with the back side of the 30-inch leg retainer at each end of the dock. Fasten and secure the trusses to the leg retainers with two 2-inch carriage bolts. Then, place the second 4-foot dock at the other end of the cross trusses and secure them to the leg retainers. Next, put in place and secure the middle cross braces. Open the hardware bag marked S4. Assemble two 60-inch vertical cross braces using 1/4 inch by 3/4 inch hex bolts and nuts. Then assemble one 72-inch horizontal flat cross brace using a 1/4 inch by 3/4 inch hex bolt and nut. Install the two 60-inch vertical cross braces between the inner trusses, sharing the existing vertical cross brace bolts that were installed earlier on the 4-foot wide docks. The 72-inch horizontal flat cross brace is installed between the inner trusses. This too requires the sharing of existing horizontal cross brace bolts. Now install the two angle end braces. Open the hardware bag marked S5. Assemble two 6-foot end braces using couplers to create two 12-foot braces. Mount bumpers on either end of the 12-foot end brace. Place the brace across the trusses and secure it. At this point in the assembly process, it's time to tighten all nuts using a 7/16" open-end wrench and a 7/16" socket wrench. Once all the nuts in the main assembly have been tightened, the final step requires the installation of the dock's legs, base plates and plate bolts, caps, leg retainer caps, spring and thumb screw, and fast pins. Install the 8-foot legs down through the leg retainers. Temporarily install the fast pins so the leg is at a comfortable working height. Place the base plates under the legs and install them with one 3/8 by 2.5" bolt and brass nut each. Install the leg caps and the leg retainer caps. Finally, install the supplied leg snugger kit. With that, the aluminum frame of your dock is now completely assembled and ready to receive its decking. Decking options and procedures are described in detail in your owner's manual. That's it for the procedure on how to assemble a 16 by 12 foot fen dock. Thanks for watching.